What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN's live stream of DmC, or Devil May Cry. I'm Damon Hatfield. This is Ryan Clements.
Hi.
That's Charles Oniette. DmC is out today. Ryan, your review is up on IGN.com. You liked the game quite a bit.
I liked it quite a bit, Damon. And thanks for having me, by the way. I'm so excited to be here.
I know. I'm excited to see the game. Charles has been playing the game too. He likes it.
I haven't played as much as Ryan. I've only played a couple hours so far, but yeah, I think it's. I mean, it's really good. It's a very fast-paced, action game that anyone who's familiar with DmC, the franchise, is going to be, familiar with how this plays.
And you've been playing on the personal computer.
I've been playing on a personal computer, Damon.
The personal computer.
The personal computer version, and it looks really nice if you're able to crank all the graphics settings up, and also runs really smoothly as well.
So we're just gonna play the game here for an hour. We have the entire game unlocked. If there's anything in particular you want to see, let us know. Just tweet us at IGN. Tweet us what you want to see in the game. Tweet us any questions you have. We also are going to be giving away a copy of the game for the platform of your choice later on in the show.
I love the scene, by the way.
So if you want to win a copy of the game, also just tweeting us your questions and comments about the game automatically enters you to win. What are we seeing here right now, Ryan?
So Damon, we are at the very start of the game. Don't worry, we're not going to see Dante completely naked. But this is the start of the game. He had kind of a rough night of partying. And now he is being hunted by the agents of Mundus, the Demon King. And so Dante just noticed, I don't know how he just came to notice this, but there's this demon, very unsavory sort, about to attack his trailer.
Now, who is Dante here? Is he just a regular guy?
Yeah, he's just a regular. There's nothing special about him. He's just regular. In DmC, this is kind of a new version of Dante. Dante is half demon, half angel in this game, and he doesn't really know much about his past at this point in the game, and that's going to be revealed to us a little later on in the story. But he is, obviously, if you guys played the original Devil May Cry games, is descended from a very powerful demon, and he has a lot of really cool powers. And
but
I don't know.
This game, this DmC is supposed to be kind of like a clean start for the franchise. It's a totally new thing.
Well, correct.
So this is to clarify.
If you guys, so the original Devil May Cry is obviously all Capcom's work. This is a Ninja Theory game. They are well, it was published by Capcom. The developers are based in UK. They're the team behind Heavenly Sword and Enslaved, which were I think very cool games, did a lot of cool things with storytelling, and this is their take on the series. This is an entirely new reboot of Devil May Cry. This is a new Dante, a new world, but a lot of familiar themes, and Dante still has his trusty rebellion sword, which he just summoned on his back.
So I'm curious as to who Dante is. He obviously isn't too surprised that these demons are attacking him right now. He's ready to fight.
Yeah, and he's been pulled into limbo, by the way, Damon, so that's what is this crazy world that we're in right now.
But this is not new to him. He knows who he is.
He knows that he has powers, but he is not aware of exactly who his parents are. He just knows, and you find this out a little later in the game.
Okay.
But he knows that he is special and has some sort of demon and angel blood to him.
Does he have a day job?
I don't know what his day. I mean, he owns a trailer, so he has to make money doing something. So right now, this is the very first area of the game, and I'm fighting on the one touch above normal difficulty level. It's called Nephilim, and it's.
How many difficulty levels are there?
There's a bunch. Really? So there's the opening difficulty level. I like to think of it as the normal difficulty is actually subdivided into 3 different difficulties, and then from there, I believe there's like. There's like 4 others afterwards, and there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, would you say it's meant to be replayed again
absolutely.
And again at different difficulty settings once you sort of get used to the flow of combat?
Yeah, I wasn't. I played through it on Devil Hunter, which is like kind of the standard difficulty, but it definitely will encourage you through not only encouraging you to get high scores, to unlock secret missions, but also to submit your scores to leaderboards.
And of course, the scoring system, yes, A is a good score, but it's not as good as S.
No, it's not as good as S.
And S is nowhere close to as good as double S.
And I would like to remind our viewers that double S is not as good as triple S.
That's also true. That is an excellent point.
The Devil May Cry series has always been about crazy, outlandish action. DmC is no different, but it is also tries to make that action and getting a high score, getting a high, as they call it, style ranking, more transparent. So you guys will have noticed in the previous battle, which we'll get back to a battle in just a second here, but in the previous battle, it was tracking my points and the moves that I was doing on the right side of the screen. So players can have a little bit of a better idea as to like what they're doing to score points and to get that style ranking up higher.
Your bullets don't do much to him.
Those bullets don't work, but that's fine because we're gonna kick his butt later.
But yeah, here we're amassing Dante's traditional weapons, his sword and the dual pistols.
So as you can see, we got ebony and ivory, so I'm just going to shoot at this poor little cupid. They're demons, they just look like cupids.
And what you don't have yet is the ability to kind of grapple onto things, or do you
I do have that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Spoilers.
No, it's okay. I'm going to shoot this garbage can. I want to kind of introduce people. So let's talk a little bit about the combat system. So yes, Dante has... You could actually almost get through the entire game besides certain enemies that require certain weapons to defeat. But you could get through most of the game with just Dante's default weapons, and they're so great. They're just, it's just a well-balanced, very fun, very simple set of weapons. You know, the combination of the short range with Rebellion, which has a couple combos by default. Death Coil is the combo I just did right there, and he also has some simpler combo where you just mash, in our case, Y, because we're playing on a 360. But let's start using, mixing up the grapple a little bit. So Dante also has, let's like walk him through it, okay, Damon? So yes, we were using the sword, we got the sword action, that's all well and good, and he's got his guns. Dante also has a grapple, which is, you'll notice that when I go into demon mode, his rebellion changes to an X, and that also gives him access to a demonic grapple, which is this nice little whip here. Look at him, he's whipping things.
You start with these, or do you have to?
You do not, you will earn them later in the game. So we're just doing this for the sake of teaching people. He also has an angel mode, and you'll notice now that Rebellion has turned into a scythe. An angelic scythe called Osiris. I think that's what it's called, right?
No,
they have crazy names.
Confirmed, Osiris.
Confirmed. And when you are in angel mode, his whip is now blue, and it pulls him towards enemies, whereas the demon whip pulls enemies to him. So he can basically control his traversal through the environment in a very cool way. You can keep combos going by stringing these grapples together.
Yeah, because a lot of attacks will knock enemies far back, so you can either pull them back towards you, or you can then pull yourself towards them, which can get you out of a tight spot if a bunch of enemies are about to attack you, or pull you into a big group of enemies, where then you could use something like Osiris, which is good at kind of crowd control, yeah, to really deal a lot of damage and drive up your style meter.
Now, Damon, if we haven't introduced this lovely young woman that's talking to Dante right now, her name is Kat. She works for clandestine. Is that the right word? I love that word, by the way, clandestine. Such a cool word. Epic. She works for an organization called The Order, which is sort of anti-demonic. They are trying to work against all the demon influence in this city and take it down using, covert operations, intelligence. This
Part of the mayor's clean up the streets plan.
No, it's not, because the mayor is the demon. No, but there is Mundus is actually in this world. He has sort of a human equivalent, and that's kind of who they're trying to take down. But Kat belongs to this organization. She is a medium, which is why she is able to communicate to Dante while he's in limbo right now. And we're going to have another fight here. So let's start using, so the demon pull I was telling you about, look, boom. Look, this guy is now, he's just hanging out with me. He's just gonna get his butt kicked. We get him right back in there. I dodge, because I almost got hit. And then we can do combos to our little heart's content. Say I'm kind of way over here and I'm kind of outside the action, you can use your angel and get right into the action.
So, and getting hit does drop your
the
style points significantly. So even getting hit once is gonna, it doesn't fully reset it, but it will drop it down.
So C score is cruel, B is brutal, A is anarchic. Are those always the same?
Yeah.
What is S?
S is, I forgot. Oh, savage.
But then what is double S?
We'll find out.
Super savage.
I just know that.
It's just savage.
No, I know that triple S is sensational, but oh yeah. So of course you'll notice on the bottom it's tracking our upgrades and our red orbs that we're collecting. What I like about this game is that you do not need to expend red orbs or the things you use to buy items, that currency. You don't need to expend it to upgrade Dante. That is a separate meter that is charging up as you earn points and progress through the campaign. Look at it. By the way, I just want to point out, look at this demon carousel right here. Look at those horses. You wouldn't want to ride those. Those aren't good. Shoot the spiders.
Oh yeah, there's your upgrade station.
So these statues are peppered throughout the campaign, and if you access them, you can buy items. which include a lot of Devil May Cry classics like the Vital Stars and the Devil Trigger Stars. Those recharge Dante's health and Devil Trigger, respectively, which we can get into a little bit later. And then we can also access all of his upgrades. Here's Rebellion. This has obviously already been fully maxed out, but Dante has a lot of different types of abilities accessible to him. And one of the great things about this system is that you can try out try out abilities. So say you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to, you know, buy this ability. Instead of spending your hard-earned upgrade points on it, let's just try it out. And it drops you right into like a training mode where you have this poor demon that can never die and can never be released from Dante's punishment. And it'll just give you a chance to try out a move.
Yeah, I'd say this is definitely a welcome feature to have a kind of training mode where you can actually test this stuff out without having to put yourself at risk.
Very cool.
I think you got it.
And then we can, did I get it? I just wanted to show people. So that is that. Let's continue on.
Now, what about, is there a lock-on system?
There is not.
Okay.
So I like to think of it as a soft lock. Dante will kind of intelligently lean towards enemies that you're pointing towards with the stick. But Dante just spies his coat. I like this cutscene too. Yeah, when you're first playing this, obviously he already has his coat now, but when you're first playing this, he's kind of getting his weapons and clothes as he plays through the stage. There it is. There's the Dante.
That was pretty great.
Yes. And you may think, why is he so concerned with getting his coat off of that when it's so clearly dangerous? But I mean, one of the things that Dante's character is just basically not afraid of anything.
Yes.
The most terrifying challenges in the world, he just kind of, you know, approaches them like a coffee shop counter, basically. And
that's a really good way to describe it.
Well,
Charlie.
and he also has a seemingly inexhaustible supply of one-liners in this game.
Yes.
Some of which are actually really funny. There's definitely some cheesy dialogue, but some of the lines he delivers are genuinely entertaining. So that just having a character who just cares for absolutely nothing, I think, is really fun to listen to in a totally over-the-top action game like this. I think it really fits. And it also makes it more disappointing when other characters talk, because you're like, oh, not really saying anything as hilarious as Dante is.
I was hoping I would like go through this entire demo without getting hit, but talking and playing is always a unique challenge.
True.
So.
And yeah, those flying guys are very useful to use the chain shots with, especially if they're carrying shields, which I don't think they do in this opening.
Actually, no, they do, because I'm on Nephilim right now. I thought they. Oh no, maybe they weren't. Oh jeez. Oh no.
Ryan, there's a giant hand on it. It's made of stone.
There we go. I'm good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just gonna go through here. That's fine. Goodness gracious.
But yeah, DmC is also very much about absolutely gigantic bosses.
Mm-hmm. And the environments in this game, Damon, let me tell you something. The environments are just spectacular. Like this, you know, haunted houses are kind of creepy. Like, you know, they're cheesy sometimes, but they're creepy. Then you take a haunted house and you go into limbo, and you're actually kind of closer to hell.
Get lost.
Craziness.
And this is a nice creative setting, because you're in kind of the haunted house, so you get the creepy characters kind of jumping out of the doors like you see there. And I think there's an effect when you move further into the room.
There is.
Something like jumps out at you.
Well,
like that.
Oh man, spoilers again, Charlie. Let's see, what is this mirror doing here? Oh my Oh goodness.
But there's a lot of this in the game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, even when you're running down hallways that seem like they're pretty basic, and then because you're in this, you know, mystical, fantastical realm, the ground will shift, the hallways will stretch out, it'll turn what seems like an easy path forward into sometimes a fairly challenging platforming section. There's actually quite a bit of twitchy platforming, I guess I could call it, because you do use those attacks you were showing earlier that can drag enemies around. You use those to maneuver environments as well. There you go. You can see more of the environmental detail there. But yeah, you use those to traverse environments as quickly as possible. And in many cases, you know, you drop off into kind of depths where you don't die, but you do lose some health. So there is a penalty for not platforming properly. So you have to deal with the combat, and you also, it's skill-based environmental exploration as well. So I feel like the result of that is I feel like when you are running around environments trying to platform and things like that, it's not just this boring, oh, I can't wait to get to the end of this so I can get to the fighting again. Although the fighting is, you know, the where there's the most depth. But,
oh, absolutely. But yeah,
they tried to make the platforming entertaining as well.
And I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I thought it controlled really well. It was interesting. It was kind of uniquely designed, especially in some of the later levels, which I won't spoil for you guys. So yeah, definitely a surprised thumbs up from me.
For the platforming
For the platforming, yeah, really. Definitely it's tied in thematically with the game's story. I mean, I just think all around it was very well done. Damon, in the next battle, I think I'm going to start using some of the other weapons just so people can get a sense for some of Dante's other... Oh, I made a mistake.
Yeah, and here's what I was talking about, where it's like the hallway just keeps pushing back and then it drops new challenges
Oh,
down
and I'm going to skip,
many times.
I'm going to skip this. Oh, too late.
What?
This is obviously a callback.
Yep. Where a wig comes. I was going to try and skip that so people wouldn't be could see that for themselves, but
He rejects it, by the way.
Yes, he doesn't like that wig. We are about to get to the first boss of the game.
And we have a question here from Aguilar X, maybe for both of you. He asks, is the lack of a lock-on capability bothersome?
Oh, and yeah, sorry, we got sidetracked. Okay. That was one of the original things you were asking was about lock-on, and there's a soft lock. It will kind of nudge Dante towards certain enemies. When you get big groups, occasionally using the demon and angel pull can sometimes get a little tricky. Sometimes he'll pull the wrong enemy towards you. I found it forgivable. I mean, I was able to work with it. I don't know what your experience was when not having a dedicated lock.
The camera was a little, it can be a little bit of a chore to deal with sometimes. Usually if I just wind up getting turned around in a fight, it's not as easy to just face the enemy that I actually want to. You can center the camera behind yourself so that you're just kind of looking out from behind Dante, but I found that wasn't as precise as I wanted in some situations. However, in most situations I found it was fine. Oh my God, sadistic.
Sadistic is the name of that.
You've done, oh my God, you got to sensational, the fabled triple S ranking.
So I want to, quick aside on that, Charlie, if you don't mind me interrupting.
Sure.
I would say a lot of people are complaining that it's easier to get high style rankings in this game. It really is apparently, by the way, we even run into a little glitch where the hunter is just hanging out. He's not attacking right now. He's just... So
well,
you know,
I mean, you got triple S. So
yeah, maybe like, he was really intimidated.
Yeah, he's just like,
I didn't run into this playing, but you know what? That's fine.
Easy boss.
Yeah, easy boss fight. One of the things is everybody thinks that the style ranking are really easy. It's just because we're playing on the easier difficulty levels, and I think it was intentional to allow people to get the feeling that they are performing well, they are getting a high style ranking, but the moment you start to up that difficulty level, you will not be getting a triple S all the time. Like, you need to work really hard to stay alive, to stay out of harm's way, and I think that's kind of where a lot of the balance comes in. Dante finishes him off.
I appreciate how there aren't any quick time events.
Damon, would you like to keep watching this cutscene, or should we skip right ahead to the next stage?
No, let's skip ahead.
Okay.
Question from Kasam01. Are the game mechanics similar to the previous DMC games?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say, I'm going to let this play out while I answer the question. It's very similar, but a lot of, like for example, Devil May Cry 3 had a style system in terms of actually kind of changing Dante's fighting mechanics, like from a menu, or from, you know, the, what's it called, customization. I would say that this game, the dynamic between Angel and Demon mode is very unique to this game. I feel like it kind of makes it feel like its own thing. But obviously the balance between chaining combos together, short range and long range attacks. I mean, look at that completion, by the way. I didn't do that. Yeah, I mean, I really do feel like this is not only echoes themes in the original series, but it also has enough of its own mechanics to make it feel fresh. But Charlie, I'd love your input as well.
Well, and also the progression structure feels very similar to past Devil May Cry games, where you know you do get those stylish cutscenes where a bunch of crazy stuff is happening, and then you go through a very linear path and into, you know, fighting arenas where enemies spawn and everything like that. That's all very much the same, so that feels very familiar to me. Yeah, so I feel like it's definitely, you know, a similar kind of feel to playing previous DMC games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they've done like some crazy divergent gameplay style or anything like that. It seems like they've, in terms of the general structure of the game, it feels very much like a Devil May Cry game.
Let's skip right ahead then. So what we've just skipped, and I'll let you guys enjoy on your own, is Dante meeting Virgil for the first time. And this is actually kind of a big deal. Virgil has always been an antagonist in the Devil May Cry series. It's Dante's twin brother. In this game, Virgil is sort of working against the demons from the start, and Virgil is kind of trying to get Dante to agree to help him in his cause against Mundus, the Demon King. So, now Dante is going to try and revisit his past in the second, this is only the second mission of the game, so you're not going to get too many major spoilers, although this does reveal a lot about Dante's heritage as it pertains to this universe, this reboot. So yeah, Dante is sort of in his childhood home.
There are quite a few cutscenes like that to deliver storyline as well. Those pop up pretty frequently.
Just look at this environment. I mean, really just really stellar stuff. And the sky is like blazing by in the background, so that's really trippy.
Now, the Azatar asks if there are other playable characters.
So the DLC, Virgil's Downfall, has lets you play as Virgil. I have not done it. I have not played myself, so I cannot comment on that, unfortunately. But in the main campaign, I only played as Dante. I don't know if there's an ultra secret unlockable, like once you hit 100% completion, it gives you something. As far as I can tell, the main campaign, unlike something like Devil May Cry 2, which allowed you to switch between two characters, and Devil May Cry 4, Dante and Nero, this is just, the main campaign is just Dante.
Having played this on PC, I will say if you do have a nice gaming machine, the game does look really, really nice with all the settings turned up, which is especially apparent in cutscenes like this where they do close-ups on the characters. Really sharp visuals, and it also tends to run very well. And I was playing with a controller on PC, which seemed very responsive. There weren't really any issues with that. And I didn't feel any need to really remap any of the controls either.
So Damon, let's just show the demon weapon. I've been using Rebellion almost the entire time. We'll switch to Arbiter, the axe, and Dante has just some totally awesome, stellar moves. Very heavy duty, much slower, but much more powerful.
Yeah, you're just blowing enemies up with this thing. I think you can also throw it too. I don't know if you have
can.
That. Okay.
I don't know if I have it unlocked, so let's find out. I do.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So you do get a distance attack with it as well.
Kill all of you guys with that one attack.
And so they'll start to introduce enemies. Oh, right on cue.
Wow.
Right there, this guy.
They'll start to introduce enemies right now.
That are basically best attacked with this, because that will puncture a shield. Wow, you just that guy
just demolished him.
Yeah, that guy did not stand much of a chance right there.
Let's walk all stylishly up to the analysis.
Is that a double S walk?
That was a double S walk right there. So this is originally where, I'm going to skip through it, but that's where Dante would start to access more of his powers.
And yeah, with the pull, you can actually, I believe you can just pull their shields off.
You can't pull their shields off, but you can cause them to stumble, and that will open you up to a combo.
That was their dizzy state?
Yes. And so, Damon, one of the things that people can't see is the force feedback that you're getting in these combos, which I think is a really, really smart addition to the, or at least a smart feature in this game, is that vibrations will actually punctuate your combos. When you do 2 strokes with the sword, you'll get a brief pulse in your controller to indicate that that is the time that you can do a secondary input and change up your combo a little bit. And I love that. It gives you a really cool way of reading your combos, knowing exactly what time, even though I'm kind of failing there. Beautiful.
The Standstill 117 asks, this is sort of an appropriate question based on the boss fight that we had. Are there many bugs and glitches in the game?
Like I said, I didn't really see a lot when I was playing, so that actually kind of surprised me. I have heard and seen some people on YouTube have some complaints, but as far as I could tell, I played through the game and really maybe only saw like one thing where, as we kind of saw in the beginning, like an enemy got kind of stuck and didn't do anything. There is a hilarious one on YouTube where Dante is just flying around, like stuck in an animation, and he's just literally flying around the stage. I did not see that.
That seems like it could be really useful.
I mean, it probably was for a time, and it maybe got a little annoying.
What was it? You said there was the 360 version was better.
Yes, that is very correct. If you are trying to compare between the 360 and the PS3 version, PS3 version is very playable. That's how I played it. I enjoyed myself very much. 360 version definitely runs a lot smoother. It does not have the frame rate dips that the PS3 version does. As Charlie mentioned, the PC version is just like bonkers. Like that, it looks ridiculous. It looks insane.
And I will say the card I was using a 580 before, so you know it's still a very good card, but it's not a 600 series card.
So now Dante is seeing some shadows of his past. Who are these children, he wonders.
And those doors that you're passing, those are actually reasons to maybe revisit a level after you've played them the first time, because they can only be opened with certain things. Like I think that blue thing is Osiris only.
Correct. Or Angel Weapon in general.
Oh, okay. I only have Osiris
yes.
in my playthrough.
I won't say any more than that. Actually, we haven't really seen a lot of Osiris, so let's start using that when I can. Can't really
use the shield.
I will. Oh dear. So here's the scythe. Under normal circumstance, it is great for large groups of enemies. I only have 2 here, but
oh, that was a cool move. I don't think I've unlocked that one yet.
Yeah, that's
that like side to side.
Yeah, that's really cool. And you'll notice that glow is one of the special abilities that Osiris has, where as you kill demons, it feeds the blade of the scythe, and it gets more powerful as you keep a combo going. And I'm just gonna skip through this. And this is, speaking of platforming, that's what we're going to see here.
Platforming section here. Mm-hmm. Marcus Privet asks, do you anticipate high replayability for DmC?
I really do, but I think that it all depends on how much you love the combat. If you love the combat in this game, you're going to find a lot of reason to come back, to unlock more moves, to try and chase those high scores, to play it on higher difficulties. That's the kind of game this is. In terms of like the story, I mean, you really just play through the campaign once. It's about a 10-hour campaign, probably even less if you try and burn through it, and that's that. Mm-hmm. So it's really all about chasing high scores and just doing well, mastering the art.
From what I've played so far, I feel like there's enough depth to the combat system that yeah, I would want to return to areas to basically get into that high score grind, where you're just trying to combine attacks and dodges as effectively as you possibly can to really drive up your combos. And I don't feel like I've really learned the intricacies of the system. I still haven't even unlocked all the weapons yet, but I mean, there's clearly still a lot of room, especially with the grapples and things like that, to really get the timing down and figure out how to fight most effectively. So there seems to be a pretty high skill gap for the game between like a new player and somebody who really gets in and plays on the higher difficulty settings, which I think is good for an action game like this.
Absolutely.
Ryan, I saw you playing this level at your desk the other day, and I thought this looked really cool.
It's beautiful. This is kind of a dreamy flashback, you know, mental I don't even know how to describe it. You get a few of these scenes in the game, and this is kind of where Dante learns more about his powers. And as you saw in the cutscene just a few moments ago, this is where he first gains his demon pull and allows him to kind of move the stage around, or move himself in this case.
Yeah, and this one's pretty basic. I mean, it's more about just presentation and flash than it is about actual mechanics. But later on, and I'm sure even further into the game, this continues to develop. I'm, you know, only about 3 hours in.
Yeah,
but,
very much so.
Yeah, you'll get more complicated platforming situations where you need to combine different pulls. You need to air dash and things like that, and kind of mix up a whole bunch of different things all at once. And even some sections allow for a little bit more non-linear exploration. You can sort of try to access secret paths and find keys to open hidden doors and things like that, that if you're just going through the obvious path, you would never see. So there is room to kind of explore and experiment a little bit more.
Now, Marcus Privet also asks if you are a fan of the soundtrack.
So that's a very good question, Damon. I am, in retrospect. It's not exactly the kind of music that I would usually listen to. It's kind of typical to the series. It's very heavy. It's kind of got. I don't want to use the term metal because it's not exactly metal, but it's like really heavy rock. And It's so perfect for the game. It's not something I might like, throw onto my, my iPod and my iTunes and just, fire up. But really, it is cool. It's very thematically appropriate. I don't know if Charlie feels differently.
I mean, I haven't. None of the music has really stuck out to me as a track that I would, like you said, basically go pick up on my own. It kind of blends into the background of the game. I feel like. I mean, it's appropriate for it, but I don't know if it really. I don't know if it really adds significantly to the experience.
Oh my goodness. Okay, actually, I need to. Well, I'll just wait on that. Just gonna point. This is a secret door. I'm not gonna do this now, but those lead to the secret missions that you can unlock throughout the game.
And those are just arena-based missions that will give you special objectives.
Or even puzzles. There's even some traversal secret missions.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I did like a speed run one.
Yeah, exactly.
At one time.
Exactly.
This is a question from Pac-Man Biohazard.
yes, Pac-Man Biohazard. What can I do for you?
Are the weapons you use able to be switched quickly when you have them all unlocked?
Yes, as I say in the review, you can actually, which you can read on IGN.com. You can switch between the weapons with just a press of the D-pad right here. I don't really want to show you the other alternate to Angel and Demon weapons because I'd like you to be able to enjoy them yourselves. But you can kind of be using one item and then go to Rebellion and then go to another item and then like switch while you're doing that. And it's just essentially you can make a combo that includes everything in the game if you can keep it going.
Yeah, and the way that's actually handled on a gamepad is you basically just hold a trigger to toggle to a different weapon set, so you can pull it down very quickly. Oh, so you pull their shields off.
Yes, these are the ones that you were referring to earlier.
What's up with the messages that show up in the environment, like stop him?
That is sort of the demonic influence of Limbo speaking to you, or speaking even in the voice of Mundus.
Demon texting.
Demon texting. Demon texts. Dexting, as they call it.
They do call it that, actually.
Yeah.
No, actually, that's not directly referenced.
That's not it. That's not it at all.
It could be an unlock.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I think I go up here.
Not that way.
Oh, God.
But yeah, those messages will continue to show up, and sometimes they're actually kind of funny.
Yeah,
like they'll start yelling at Dante while he's running through environments.
They'll be like, oh.
And also say, I don't know if they say that, but maybe they do.
Okay, and then.
And this is a question from Otaku Mushroom 91.
Is that?
Hello, Otaku Mushroom 91.
Mom?
Let me we can finish this little touching moment here.
Yes. This is actually a flashback. This isn't the loading screen.
I love you, Dante.
Oh, does this show his full backstory in this one?
Well, it will.
The question is actually appropriate now. As you play a much younger Dante in this game, do we get to see more of his emotional side this time?
Yes.
I'm not sure if I understand how younger equals more emotional, but whatever.
Well, Damon, we're all subject to a lot of hormones growing up. We can get very emotional.
Well, how old is he? Is he like 13?
Yep, he's 12 years old.
There's actually a math class minigame between the fights.
No, so it doesn't really have anything to do with his youth, but maybe it's because he has shorter hair. Maybe that's why he's saying younger. I think this Dante is a different character. I think it's much better in the sense that he is more likable, more relatable. There is an emotional side to him that you see kind of late as the game goes on, but he still has all the one-liners, and as Charlie said, there seems to be no end to them as you play. This is the point in the game where Dante first gets his sort of angelic powers, which you'll see now that Rebellion is.
He gets them from his mom?
Well, the memories of his mother. They're all seeping back into his mind, man.
But yeah, here's the usefulness of the site in a large group encounter without special enemy types.
Yes.
It tends to not be quite as effective if there are a bunch of shield enemies around or something like that. I know in some of the stages that I'm working on now, they will introduce multiple enemies, each of which requires a special weapon type really to take them down effectively. So you kind of have to dodge around the attacks of one to attack another with a weapon type, or if you're good enough, you can just mix it up. I'm just not good enough to do that all simultaneously yet, so I usually take it one by one. I find that's an easier way to do it. You'll also find a lot more enemy attack patterns as you progress through the game with the basic enemy types that encourage you to move around. Enemies that will lay down area of effect, damage over time fields, fire like ice blasts at you, and really encourage you to stay mobile while trying to keep that combo going, which I feel like you can do effectively if you really do use those pulls and more long distance attacks. Like I think even your sword can do a charge move, and then you do like a flurry strike at the end of it when you hit a target.
The trillion stabs, Charlie.
Yeah, I think that may be exaggerated. I don't know.
I don't know if it actually has a trillion of them.
I don't know if it's quite a trillion. I feel like that would take a really long time.
I don't count.
I
don't count.
I'm pretty sure even the end boss would go down if you managed to land a trillion strikes in one attack.
Our viewers will be playing DmC for about another 20 minutes. If you have any questions about the game, just tweet them at IGN. We also have the entire game unlocked, so if there's anything specific you want to see, let us know. We're also going to be giving away a copy of the game for the platform of your choice, and tweeting at IGN automatically enters you to win.
Damon, can I win a copy of the game?
No.
Damn.
You cannot.
So we're getting another one of those sequences where Dante is going to go into his strange memory moment. I love how I just can't describe it. I don't really know what's happening.
He's unlocking parts of himself.
Yes. Oh, wow.
In platforming fashion for some reason.
Don't, like, whenever you're having like a revelation, like an inner monologue, don't you always do it in a platformer?
Yeah, if people try to interrupt me, I'm like, look, I got a really tough jump to clear here.
All right, we'll skip this. Go right into it.
Yeah, but you can see some combined elements there where they have...
and we're going to see that right now.
Yeah, because you have the pull.
So this is originally, this is the point in the game where Dante, as you will see, accesses the angelic side of his traversal. And you look at this cute little thing, it's all...
What?
So he is...
Did you record the sound effects?
That was me. I did all the sound effects.
All right.
I really shouldn't have reviewed it if I worked on the game. So now, as you can see, instead of pulling things to him, Dante is pulling to them. The very basic combo here is just...
Yeah, and again, this is still really early in the game, so this is the second mission, I believe, where it's just kind of still taking you through how everything works and introducing the basic concepts. And there you can see how you can grapple onto enemies, even traverse gaps. I never wind up doing that with the guns, even though the air juggle with guns is always... I mean, it looks really cool. But I always do it once, and I'm like, that didn't really do very much damage, and then I never do it again.
The guns are really more about... Oh, I didn't make it. The guns are really more about like interrupting or keeping a combo going when you can't hit them with your... I mean, you're always going to want to go melee over long range. It's just the long range gives you some options with either interruptions. There's other melee... pardon me. There's other guns you get in the game that I kind of don't really want to show because I want it to be a surprise for you guys, you the viewers, unless someone really wants to see it. And then you can just close your eyes. So there was a combo right there. You'll notice Damon and I did 2 angel pulls and then a demon pull. Oh gosh.
Spoilers.
Yeah, sorry.
Air dash.
How was I supposed to do that without the air dash? I kind of forgot. We're gonna break this action. Boom.
Yeah,
wrecking stuff.
You can also see in the background, I think there's still a chain active on that guy, so you'll know you need to return there to do another kind of tutorial training memory unlock combo puzzle.
Training memory unlock combo puzzle.
That's sort of what it was.
Meditative. That's the word I was straining for before. Meditative.
Okay.
It's a very meditative moment. Look at these little guys. They're kind of cute.
Kind of.
But I'm gonna kill you anyway.
Yeah, those guys can actually become more of an issue when they start to introduce characters that can really soak up a lot of damage before they die. And then they spawn a couple of those guys up in the air, so you really have to deal with a whole lot. Because if you drop, there's a chance you can get charged by kind of slow-moving but really powerful enemies, and then you need to take care of the faster-moving guys up in the air, who sometimes have those shields, so it's kind of a multi-stage process to take them down. And I find that they ramp up that challenge and put together those enemy compositions in battle arenas in a really effective way and in a well-paced way. So it never feels like at least when I was playing through on like, what is it, Devil Trigger is the medium difficulty?
No, Devil Hunter.
Devil Hunter,
Yes.
sorry.
No, no worries. I forgive you.
Okay, but I feel like even if you've never played a Devil May Cry game before and are maybe intimidated by the speed of the combat and everything like that, it's still very playable. It's still very well paced. So they're not interested in just making it unplayable for you. There's certainly still challenge, but it's done in a way that feels fair.
Now, Big Impact Pooch asks, do they explain why his Devil Trigger is the way it is?
I don't really know what that question means, David.
I was hoping you would know.
Yeah, why it is the way
you
it
haven't shown
is.
off Devil
I haven't
Trigger
even
yet.
actually. Well, when we get into a battle, I will have to show it off.
I haven't even unlocked Devil Trigger in my...
Yeah, you actually get, not to say you get it late in the game, but you get it fairly late in the game.
Yeah, again, I'm 3 hours in. I don't have access to it.
Well, I'm happy to show it off. I guess they don't, if you're talking about like why it looks the way it looks, I guess, Impact Pooch or whatever your name was. A great name,
First
by
of
the
all,
way.
yeah, what is the Devil Trigger?
Well, I'll just show it here because I don't think we're going to be able to get to a scene. Devil Trigger is hitting both, in the case of this controller, hitting both sticks. Dante will transform, and in this moment, which you won't be able to see now, all enemies around him will just get knocked up into the air and slowly descend. So you can basically it completely immobilizes everybody, gives you a tremendous opportunity to score combos and get high score. And it also regenerates Dante's health. He has extra armor, and I believe he does more damage. So it's just all around a big bonus for him.
Yeah, so the question is confusing. Why is the Devil Trigger the way it is?
Because, you know, it's just good.
Just good.
Just good. It's a good thing. We'll just skip it. I don't want to start.
And you should. Okay, so now we'll hear or see a mission ranking screen, and yeah, this is what you're playing for.
So we got style points.
Oh my God, triple
Look at
S.
that. Time. You know,
Shameful,
pretty okay.
shameful double S.
Shameful double S. I obviously wasn't really. These were already unlocked, so I can't really take credit for that triple S completion. But you definitely earn. You get. Pardon me, you get docked points for using items and for dying. And clearly, you know, I did not do either of those things, which is good. Let's move right on.
You can find some health pickups throughout a stage. Sometimes health orbs will drop from enemies. Sometimes they're kind of against a wall in a gross pustule thing that you can kind of cut open and it'll award you with health. So it's not like you don't have to. It's not like you're forced to go through without getting hit at all to go through without having to use items.
Oh. Come here. Oh, I'm just pressing the wrong buttons now. I just forgot how to play.
But yeah, even here you can see how the pacing of combat advances, where now kind of everyone in this arena has shields, and you're forced to kind of take them on in a two-stage process, both on land and in the air, or just everyone in the air. You can also do that.
Yeah, why not? Oh dear, these guys are just a peach. Let me tell you what. The Ravagers are, oh my gosh, they are really annoying in a great way. Like, it's a fun annoying, like it is a challenge, but you basically always have to, whenever you hear that screaming and chainsaw, that's like a cue to jump, because they will just destroy you.
I think they enter like an invulnerable state there when they're doing their chainsaw charge.
You can break them out of it.
Oh, never mind. You
yes.
just killed him when he was in that state.
Yes.
Dante, the gateway's ready. Come on.
So,
Is she vandalizing?
no,
She's got her witch
it's part
spray
of her. It's part of her witch spray paint. I kind of skipped to that part because he's trying to move us on here. I love it, man. These effects are just incredible. Oh, we can't go that way. Is really what that cutscene.
I'll have to find another way.
I think you can, though.
I can with the. I'm not going to do that now because I want to show the rest of the stage, but.
Sure.
I forgot where I'm supposed to go.
Well, I mean, this is where you can see some of the kind of secret elements. Like, you can explore around here and find that the wall that can be broken through. And I think there's, well, I don't know if the key's even going to be in there at this point, but I think there was a key or something in here.
There is something. I think it was probably already
it was
gotten.
collected. But it does give you a chance to go around and collect more red orbs.
Ryan Citrus Joe wants to know what you think of the story.
I really enjoyed it. Ninja Theory is very serious about telling engaging, thought-provoking, and just cool stories. I think that was very clear in Enslaved. They did some really cool work with Heavenly Sword back in the day. I really liked. I think this is probably the best told story. It's very different. Best told story in the series. It's very different from the past games. I'm fine with that because I'm not super crazy like some of the people on the internet. Oh no! Yes! Sorry. I thought I was gonna lose it.
Or maybe he's just uninterruptible when he's in that state. You can still deal damage.
Well, there are certain moves like the drive, that charge up move. This thing can knock him out of it. Oh, nice.
I got him.
That was a cool. that did it.
That was successful.
Come closer.
Those text messages are so silly.
I love calling them text messages. Oh, hi, guy. Come here.
And the way the ranking system does work is it encourages variety, right? So if you do use... Oh,
no!
God.
I got it.
If you do use the same sort of combo over and over again, it'll give you diminishing returns on that. Whereas if you mix it up, then you rank up faster.
Correct.
More effectively.
I love shooting the spiders.
There's so many spiders.
There's so many spiders. They barely give you any red orbs. I just always shoot them. I don't know why. It's so enjoyable.
One last Spartan asks, how many different types of enemies are there?
Oh, a whole bunch. I mean, not like Pokemon level, but I mean you're getting. I don't know, man. I mean, there's like
Confirmed. DmC, not like Pokemon.
not like Pokemon. I don't know. I can't give you an accurate number like off the top of my head, but there is enough where there is always. Oh no, I'm gonna not mess this up.
I think one last Spartan was concerned that there would be basic enemy types that are just reskinned as new enemies.
No, there's a lot of different ones. They're the ones you're seeing. There's like 2 to 3 different kinds of flyers. There's about 3 different kinds of like ultra heavy enemies that are almost like mid bosses in and of themselves. There's probably about 4 to 5 like mid-tier enemies. There's plenty to keep you occupied.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're just like, now everyone has shields.
Yes.
Like as their way of adding variety. At least in my playthrough so far, they've very consistently and regularly introduced more enemy types. So that it doesn't just feel like you're fighting the same guys over and over. You always have kind of a new challenge to deal with, and usually a new kind of weapon to deal with that. I don't know how many more weapons there are introduced into the game beyond where I am, but it seems like there are at least a few.
There are, yeah, I mean, there is Rebellion, there is Arbiter, we have Osiris, and then we have an additional Angel weapon, an additional Demon weapon, and 2 other firearms. So those are the weapons, and then again, I haven't played any DLC, I can't really speak to that. But there might be more weapons there. That's what Dante gets in one playthrough. And I can assure you that is more than enough. This might be bad. Yes. Okay.
Well, I believe if you hold down the trigger, you can kind of glide a little bit more if you are going over a steep drop or something like that. Nice.
Oh, this could be bad. No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, there's. Whoa! And you do lose a little bit of.
Yeah, you lose health. You lose health when you fall.
So it's not penalty free.
Sorry, viewers. I wanted.
Well, it seems like they landed you on the other side of it.
The Derelict asks, if you've never played DmC before, how quickly do you think a newcomer can adapt to the combat and rack up triple S ranks?
Oh, I mean, it depends on your comfort level with action games. If you're comfortable and you can keep pace with a kind of fast-paced game, I think you'll be more than capable of doing that. I think DmC does a great job of teaching you how to manage yourself in battle, to keep track of multiple enemies, and it certainly gives you the tools to do that, because the weapons are really fun to use. So I would encourage people that haven't played a Devil May Cry before to try this one out.
Yeah, it seems especially appropriate since you are basically along a new storyline.
Yeah.
And it's not just like,
exactly.
oh, remember all those other games storyline? Well, you need to.
Well, hope you do, or else you'll be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is more of a reboot, I think it's very well suited for somebody who isn't familiar with the series.
Oh man, Dante's all serious business now.
Flying rats.
Another question from Otaku Mushroom 91. There's always been brotherly hate between Dante and Virgil. In all the DMC games, does this one show how they came to hate each other?
No comment.
No comment.
I think that it will be best served to just play the story for yourself, and you'll be able to see it.
Cryptic answer from Ryan Clement.
I like to try. I mean, I wanted to show you guys a lot of stuff, but I also want. I think that a lot of the fun is seeing it for yourself.
Okay, ask Charles.
I actually don't know, so I can't even say. I mean, actually, I could say no comment, but I don't know the answer to that. I haven't played enough of the game. See, that's something I still haven't become familiar with. It's just the reflex to immediately latch on to someone with one of those hooks. That's where it seems like there's a lot of room for learning, I guess, and for really keeping a consistent combo chain. And yeah, with the Osiris, you can actually pull enemies up off of the ground when you're in midair.
There's so much cool stuff in this game, people. You really need to go out and play this game. Like, the weapons are designed to play off each other in such cool ways, and I really can't say it enough that it is worth checking out. So let's finally end this level. I think I can make it across.
Gentlemen, we have a question from Eddie freaking Ray.
Eddie frickin' Ray.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
He asked, are there any unlockable costumes?
Yes, there are lots of skins. I think some are unlockable, some are purchasable for DLC, and I will just leave it at that. I don't know why, it's just a while good. I thought it crashed. We are playing on a debug system right now, folks, so some of the glitches you could be seeing may also be the result of this is not final retail code we're playing on.
Well, we haven't been seeing a lot of glitches.
Oh no, I'm just saying that originally that boss fight, yeah. I'm gonna skip this.
Ryan, are you going to get a Triple S ranking here?
I don't know, we're gonna find out, guys. What do we think? I felt pretty good about that playthrough.
You will bring much shame to your family if you don't.
Oh, double S.
Shame! Well, now that you can commit seppuku live here on this live stream.
Look at that, though. I mean, come on. Oh, yes!
Redemption. After the shameful initial double S rating of your style points.
Let's see which. Oh yeah, this is. We can just keep playing. Damon, do you know how much longer
we have? About 7 minutes.
That's enough time to get into a few more battles. Yeah.
Now this sequence in the virility plant, if that is where you're headed,
yes,
that has one of the first major boss battles.
Like outside of that first hunter battle.
Outside of the first, yeah, basically the tutorial boss battle. That's where you first see.
They must have been looking out for you.
Those are cameras?
Well, you know, demons like to employ. Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't seem like the boss encounters are that frequent. I don't know if they ramp that up as you get further into the game. It's like, oh, well, guess what? Now it's basically a boss every stage or something like that.
I will say, I guess a minor complaint I have is that I would have liked to see even more bosses.
Okay.
In the main campaign, there's really only a few main ones, and I dodged right at the last minute there. There are only a few main ones, and otherwise, it's kind of mainly the challenge of taking down just the lesser demons, which is not an easy task in the higher difficulty levels, I can assure you.
Is there still a focus on, like later on into the game, still a focus on platforming? Do they kind of let that
that's definitely
edge off to the side in favor of more combat sequences?
No, it's definitely, it's still a pretty nice balance between platforming and combat. Oops. I really wanted to do this without getting hit. Well, I think I'm doing well enough where it's not totally embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to just trying to stay up in the air as long as possible. So I feel like you definitely have the advantage up there, because pretty much anything up there with you is going to be in some kind of stunned state. It also keeps you out of the way of area of effect attacks on the ground.
This is a question from Tom12345 Tom.
Yes, yes.
Does this version of Dante have the same attitude as the original Dante?
It's a bit different. I feel like it's a little more realistic, a little less over the top. Like there's, I don't know. I think it's different. It is a different kind of Dante.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know his full character arc, but he definitely still has the kind of attitude where, you know, somebody could present the most insane challenge of all time, and he'll just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do that then, and you know, go fight the gigantic demon, or jump into the completely unknown underworld, or
Yeah.
whatever number of challenges the people he's working with, who oftentimes are like, are you sure you want to do that? And he's like, yeah, I don't really care, and then just, you know, hops into a demon portal and goes wherever. He doesn't have any reservations about any of that kind of thing. That type of attitude is summed up in a few of the one-liners that he delivers, which I think are really well done.
You guys will have fun with seeing what this Dante has to say.
A couple of them are like 80s action movie groaners, but a couple of them are actually really, really good.
But that's what, like, when you go back and play, like, Devil May Cry 3, like, his lines are just absurd. No one would say those lines in real life. Like, they're so silly, and I think that...
Oh, the demon scooter.
Sorry, I destroyed it. Let me see, are there any others? No? All right, well, no more demon
that
scooter.
stairwell behind you is another example of how there are other elements of the environment.
Oh, look.
There you go.
Oh.
I think they do that just to... They do that just to, they crush them just to indicate so you don't miss them. And I guess this is an instance where using guns is effective.
Yes. Sometimes you need to.
Just a few minutes left on the show today. We are going to give away a copy of DmC right now to Segboss 2004.
Nice, congratulations.
Who asked the question that I think Charles can help him out with.
Uh-oh.
How are the controls on PC, and does it support a gamepad?
Yes, it does support gamepad. I haven't actually tried playing it with a mouse and keyboard yet because I would never want to.
I couldn't imagine.
I really would have no interest in playing a game like this on a mouse and keyboard. Having tried a few like this on PC, I just find the gamepad works much better. And the gamepad, yes, does work with DmC on PC. I had no issues with control. It all seemed to operate just fine. It wasn't even the case where I think I plugged in my controller while the program was still running, and it just worked fine. So it's not like you have to do an irritating start-stop or anything like that. It seems to be well integrated. I think the developers knew that people would be using a gamepad.
Congratulations, Segboss 2004.
Assuming he's going to want it on, or she is going to want it on PC, but
yeah. We should be able to get that out to you soon.
just keep in mind that the PC version does not come out officially until the 25th of this month.
Here I am.
This isn't good. It's the walls. Get out of here.
Oh yeah, here you go. Here's another one of these sequences where you're forced to, I don't know if they're gonna have you grapple, but they definitely force you to mix up a couple platforming elements.
Can there be peace? No peace. Independence Day.
You're just Independence Day floating over here.
I'm sorry, that's what I was thinking about. The demons sound like the
All right, anything in the world can eventually just be referenced back to Independence Day.
Pretty much.
So here's an enemy as we end our show that can only be affected by the angel weapons. A fitting way to end.
I'm just going to about wrap it up for us today. DmC is out now on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Out on the 25th PC.
Correct.
Ryan Clements liked the game a whole heck of a lot.
Whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, definitely let us know out there if you're playing the game, what you think about it. And we'll see you soon for another IGN live stream.